Hello, lovely people. Welcome to another exciting episode of Beyond the Scoreboard.
At least watch it.
Beyond the Scoreboard over the weekend. It was UCL controversies. This is why we love football. We will talk about UCL. We will talk about EPL too as well. But this time we are talking about UCL, the Champions League. I have my brother here, Gato. He joined me in the first episode, and this time we are bringing him on board once again. Fantastic analysis. So this time, welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
How did you see the week games?
It's a great hate watch. Very nice hate watch.
Liverpool never walk alone.
It's a flop, by the way. I always say it's a flop. He has always been a flop to me.
Listen,
Forget the goals and assists. Trust me, this guy is not a playmaker in any sense. So I don't know why people try to do that comparison with Hazard and then the other Messi's and the like. He's absolutely nowhere close to those talents. So
let's not go there because when it comes to Salah and Hazard, I have a lot of reservations over that. So make we not go there safe.
But if you will get reservation, me I no get reservation. My reservation me say the guy sham.
But that not be the topic for today. So
he dey inside.
We go do
he dey inside
day.
or you know dey inside.
We go do another day. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly forgive us.
I beg, he dey inside or you know dey inside.
You know dey inside.
The guy sham. Playmaker where your team they need possession. Your team they need for hold ball small. You the star man of the team. You know if you drop, can't take ball and shot one or two,
They
three
were
players.
playing
All you
against
they
the
hear
better
me say
side.
make them put ball for your front. Then you run like alligator go take him.
What is the job of
the
a
guy
winger?
sham.
The job of a winger is to make sure he creates space.
He has been
He has the
profiled
pace.
as a playmaker. Playmakers do not just wait for balls to come their way. Playmakers create the game for themselves. Playmakers dictate games. Salah is not a playmaker. So I hate it when people compare him to the likes of Eden Hazard and Messi.
But he will give you
He's
the numbers.
nowhere close. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. If you are talking about a goal scorer, if you want a striker, someone who will be there, just put the ball in front of him and then.
But will you choose
goals, fine?
Okay, so my question is, will you choose a playmaker over a goal scorer?
If I have a good striker, I'll choose a playmaker.
No. The thing is,
If I have
the
a good
same
striker,
playmaker you are talking about is being a playmaker and a striker.
he's not a playmaker. Please,
He gives you
Salah
the
is not a
goals.
playmaker.
He will give you the results.
Salah is not.
They were playing
Exactly, that is
against
what
a
I'm
better
saying.
side.
The team has been built in such a way that everybody creates everything, or the play is at the end of the day intended to go to him as the final person to make that final touch.
Okay.
Do you get it? So he doesn't really have an influence of how the game pans out, but then he has to decide whether the ball goes into the net or not.
But he has achieved a lot. Let's give him that
Fine,
respect.
look, fine. I understand. He has the goals, he has the assists, he has the trophies. But then, my point is, this is the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying Salah is not good enough. I just feel that argument.
You just don't
people
want the
make,
comparison.
I don't want that name. I don't want him to be tagged as a playmaker. Salah is not a playmaker.
Okay. But all the same, he's better than Hazard. I've said it.
He's not.
Finish. I've said it.
You see, that is your reservation.
I have said it.
That is your reservation, and I don't blame you because yes, Hazard has tormented your life so many times.
I think we will have a discussion between Salah and Hazard on this show one
Maybe
time.
some other time.
But since we have veered towards talking about Salah, do you think he's still in the title race? He's still in the Ballon d'Or race?
I've never even pictured him in the Ballon d'Or race because I don't think he's done that much.
Like this season? This season he has been fantastic.
Where in the Premier League?
Yeah, in the Premier League and in the
You don't win
Champions League.
Ballon d'Or with only Premier League.
Yes, I know.
The Champions League, what has he done?
But my question.
Which teams did he face in the group stages?
My question: he faced Real Madrid. He faced Real Madrid.
And
He faced a lot of the big
what
teams.
happened against Real Madrid?
They scored Real Madrid.
And then
They won. So I'm saying, I just want to ask the question: is he still in the conversation?
he's not. He has never been. He never will.
So what? Okay, give me 3 players you think currently are in the conversation of the Ballon d'Or.
Honestly, I think this season has been a bad season. Generally,
You think so?
all leagues.
A lot of people.
Bayern in Germany, even though they are up there, not playing good football.
The German league,
my
we know for a fact.
I know, but then we know Bayern, right?
Yes.
We know Bayern. Bayern is not there. I think because of the coach they have as well.
Okay.
Madrid, topsy-turvy, sort of. Like, today they do well, tomorrow all over the place in the La Liga. Right now, Barcelona is top of the league.
No, for La Liga, we can spare them. But when it comes to the Champions League,
we are talking about general football. And general football, we are talking about all the leagues you are playing and all tournaments you are playing for.
okay, so
Do you
pick your 3 players currently.
Top 3. Honestly, I think I would go for Mbappe.
Okay. He has been fantastic.
Yes.
Captain fantastic.
Second, I would go for Pedri.
Pedri.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Third.
your.
Third. Let me see. I think so far that 2.
So you are convinced
Mbappe,
that just your 2.
Maybe Vinicius.
Mbappe,
but he's not
Pedri.
even been in good form.
Yes, Vinicius. He plays good football, but he's not giving us the numbers. And in today's Ballon d'Or ranking, we don't care how good you are. You have to give the numbers.
Modric didn't give numbers. He won the Ballon d'Or.
But yes,
Rodri didn't give
that's what I'm
numbers.
talking about.
Listen, Rodri didn't give numbers.
That is what
He
I'm
won
talking
the Ballon
about.
d'Or. So it's not all about numbers.
Listen. So
Salah is not going to win this Ballon d'Or because he has goals, a lot of goals and assists.
So
Let's
if
state the
Salah
facts.
if
Let's be
Salah is
clear.
not winning the Ballon d'Or because
Of goals and assists.
Of goals
in
and
the Premier
assists.
League.
I will choose my 3.
Mhm.
I think Mbappe has been fantastic, but I also go for Raphinha.
Okay. Yeah,
He has been brilliant
Raphinha
this
has
season.
been very good.
He has played in the
Raphinha has been
big
very
games.
good.
He has showed up when the big games come in.
Raphinha has been very good.
He doesn't ghost himself. That guy has been solid.
Doesn't goals like Salah.
It's like you have a personal vendetta against
Penalty
Salah.
merchants.
Yes, and people were making that comparison online that Bruno plays penalty. I think he scored 2 penalties in. But Salah has scored about 11 penalties just
Let's
this
not
season.
compare those two. Bruno is a playmaker. Salah is not.
Bruno.
So do you see why I tell you?
Let me
Do you
not
see why I
even
tell
go
you
there.
Salah is not a playmaker?
Let me not even go there. I think
Bruno
but
dictates the game of Manchester.
Yes.
Salah doesn't.
he is our captain.
Salah waits
Fantastic.
for the likes of Gravenberch, McAllister, Luis, and all of those others to dictate the game for him. All he has to do is to either score a penalty or just run at a goal and then just tap it in.
But do you know the funny thing? Do you know the sad part? When it is your turn to win the Ballon d'Or and you don't win it, it is very difficult to get a chance again. Salah, the year they won the Champions League, was supposed to be in that conversation. But he couldn't. And let's look at Haaland too. Haaland too, there was that same mistake with him.
We all know Haaland was supposed to win that Ballon d'Or.
Pep was questioned. We know that Messi is
Haaland was
Pep's
supposed to win that
favorite.
Ballon d'Or.
He said that his time will come again. His time, Haaland's time, I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think so. Haaland's time is gone. And this season they are struggling. So my final 3, I went for Mbappe, and I went for Vinicius. Raphinha, and I would have placed
Salah. You said Salah.
Go
ahead. Mention Salah.
No, I have not mentioned Salah. Once you drop out of the Champions League, I think it's very difficult.
Exactly.
Unless maybe he goes to pull a miracle at AFCON, which will be very difficult. Which will be very difficult.
We all know Salah in Africa. He does nothing. He
I
plays
think
nothing.
I've said it time and time again that the standard for the Ballon d'Or has dropped. So this time, even in our current football, it's very difficult
Standards in football have dropped generally.
to choose people. Even people argue that Yami deserves.
Oh,
Yamal deserves
Yeah.
to be there.
He deserves to be there. He's a very good player.
You see what I'm talking
That's
about?
what, 18, 19?
You see what I'm talking about? So football, the standards of football has dropped.
Has it?
Yes,
Yamin is a top talent. Top
he's a good
talent.
footballer.
Very good footballer.
Yes, he is good.
Exceptional.
He's in the Barcelona team. He is good.
It's not about being in the Barcelona team. You can be in the Barcelona team,
But you can't tell me that.
and then your influence will be seen in the team.
Good, but you
We've
can't
seen-
tell. You
we've
can't
seen
tell
the-
me that
we've seen Yamin's influence in the team.
You see the funny thing. You can't tell me that Yamin is playing well than Mason Greenwood. It's never going to
He
happen.
is.
How?
He is playing
How?
better than
Let's
Mason
check the
Greenwood.
numbers. Let's check the stats.
You
You
see,
can't just dribble past people and think you are the best. No.
This is
Football-
this is the
you
problem.
you are a footballer. You've played football for some time now. You can't tell me that dribbling in between people makes you a good footballer. Like, I'll go for Anthony.
But the question is, what does the dribbling lead to? You just mentioned Anthony. We have the likes of Anthony who will do a 360 in front of you and pass the ball back. At the end of the day, it will be called a dribble. He will go past a player and pass the ball back.
That is what we are talking
The
about.
question is, what is the end product of that dribble? Yamin Namal will shot 2-3 players and give one killer pass that would lead to somebody assisting a goal. The fact that he didn't assist that goal doesn't mean he wasn't influential in that play.
Then let's give the Ballon d'Or to Jude
That is what
Bellingham.
I'm saying. That is what I'm saying, that
Then Jude should have won the
Modric-
Ballon d'Or.
Luka Modric won the Ballon d'Or not based on the fact that he scored goals,
So why didn't?
but based on his influence on the game.
how come Jude Bellingham didn't win the Ballon d'Or? Because in that season, he
trust
had
me.
a decisive role in most of the matches.
But then Vinicius had a more influential role in that Madrid team than Vinicius.
That is what I'm talking. That
Exactly.
comes to what
So
we
look,
are talking about.
So look, even if we should bring up Bellingham in this conversation, there was one particular player ahead of Bellingham, which was Vinicius.
Uh-huh.
And then I feel Rodri was ahead of
Vinicius.
no, Bellingham.
In terms of what?
Influence.
How?
Rodri is the engine of Manchester City.
Good, but
Rodri was the engine of the Spanish team winning the Euros. So it's not about figures. It's
How
not
was
about
he the
goals
engine?
and assists. He was the core of the team. Rodri was the one dictating how what's the name? Spain plays their game. We've seen Manchester City without Rodri this season. They've been
I've
all over the place.
I've also seen them. I also saw Manchester City against United, where Rodri played. He ghosted.
The fact that he goes to one game doesn't make him a bad player.
Good. Jude Bellingham has never had a bad game.
Even Messi. What are you
Jude
telling
Bellingham,
me?
he always proves that.
Bro, what are you telling me?
Even the Euros.
Did you watch Jude Bellingham in the Euros?
Yes. And that guy had a bad
And you
game.
think he was good?
Oh God.
Jude Bellingham.
Good Bellingham in the Euros had a bad game, and he was that.
He
bad.
had bad games.
Whoa.
Jude Bellingham had bad games.
Whoa.
What are you telling me?
He was helping in the comeback story and all that.
Bro. Let's be factual, bro. Look, me, honestly, Jude Bellingham, fine, yes, he had a fantastic season.
How many man of the matches did he
Individually,
win?
look, individually, Bellingham had a fantastic season. Because look, he was coming from Dortmund, came to Madrid, and then yes, just times that he needed him, he was there to tap it in and all of that.
Tap it in.
Yeah, of course. It was mostly tap-ins. Go and check his goals. It was all tap-ins.
Okay.
Yeah, 98%. All tap-ins.
Okay.
Do you get me?
And Rodri was
And
scoring.
then he
free
was there.
kicks. Rodri was scoring. free kicks.
Rodri didn't even have many goals. Rodri was basically just dictating play. So at the end of the day, it doesn't. This is how I feel about football, right? And then a player deserving a certain kind of accolade. It shouldn't always be about goals. How about that fantastic save a keeper would make to keep his team in the game?
Okay.
How about that very clean tackle, a last-minute tackle a defender should make to keep his team in the game or qualify to the next round? Do you get my point? Those tiny bits that makes a player exceptional in games. It's not always about that last person at the other end of the pitch who will tap the ball into the net or who will play this killer into the net. No, it shouldn't always be about goals and assists. What influence do you have on the game?
But at the end of the day,
We saw
it is
Kante.
the goal.
We saw Kante winning the World Cup. Kante winning Premier League with Leicester. Kante winning Premier League with Chelsea. Winning the Champions League with Chelsea. And we could all count the number of goals Kante had in the season.
Yeah.
And he was ranked the best midfielder in the world. If to me, he should have won the Ballon d'Or.
So
but then those days we had
So-
the likes
so-
of Ronaldo and then Messi.
so let's
yes.
come to my my
But
my
then,
point.
this is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that Kante didn't have goals and assists.
Okay.
Kante had influence on games.
Okay.
Even though Kante wasn't the one who scored the winning goal, Kante made that last-minute tackle. Kante made that interception that led to somebody assisting a goal right after that. You know, that is the kind of influence I'm talking about. That is the influence Rodri has in Manchester City and then in the Spanish national team. So I think he deserves it. Bellingham, to me, has no influence on that English national team. To me, he has no influence. There are other people who have a major influence on the team compared to Bellingham.
And who is that
Oh, there are so many.
in the English team?
Yes.
Like currently?
Yes.
And who are you mentioning?
I can mention Cole Palmer, number
Or
one.
are you being serious?
Listen, wait, relax.
just move on.
Relax. Listen, let's not, don't take this personal. Yeah. Don't make it look like maybe because I'm a Chelsea fan, I want to mention Palmer and all of that. We can mention Palmer, right? I can mention Harry Kane.
Okay.
I can mention Phil Foden.
Okay.
I can even mention Jordan Henderson.
Okay. Phil Foden.
Phil Foden, yes.
We watched the Euros. We all.
So
watched
if you watch the Euros and then you claim Phil Foden
Phil Foden
was below par, and then you want to rate Bellingham, I don't know on what basis.
Phil Foden hasn't been
I don't
the
know on
Phil
what
Foden
basis.
we knew for a very long time.
That is fine. Yes, he's not been good this season. But then,
During
but
the
then,
Euros.
but then, in the Euros, he also performed.
I don't know the kind of performance you're talking about.
So
but
look, Bellingham is a good player, but look, he doesn't have the influence of the other guys we are mentioning.
against Slovenia.
Just look at this Slovenia. I can play against Slovenia.
Ah,
I will
did
play.
you, did you
I will
watch
play.
the Euros?
Listen to me.
They
I will
almost
play.
lost.
Listen to me. I will play in that English national team
Uh-huh.
against Slovenia, and I'll take man of the match
Okay, now you're
as a
capping.
centre back.
Now you're capping.
As a centre back.
They almost lost.
What are you telling me?
And he had to score a beautiful goal. You are talking about
beautiful goal.
tap-ins. He scored an overhead kick.
In the finals.
Cole Palmer wasn't even
In the
team.
finals. In the finals.
Cole Palmer wasn't even
Listen,
in the team.
in the finals, what's the name? Bellingham was lost the whole game. Palmer came from the bench and then influenced the game. Gave them a chance to continue.
Just one game. If
It wasn't just one
if they
game.
had
We all know
lost-
Palmer it wasn't just one game.
If they had
Palmer
lost-
came from the bench. Even pundits
Uh-huh.
were arguing as to why Palmer was not starting games. Because every time he came into games, he was influencing the game.
If they had lost against Slovenia, then how would they even
It doesn't
get to
matter.
where
It
Palmer
doesn't
will come
matter.
and play?
It doesn't matter. Bro, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's
Moving on.
Let's
Let's
move
move
on. Let's move on.
I don't
Let's
think
move on.
Bellingham deserves this kind of time.
I
for
think
such
he
argument,
deserves
but
this
then
kind of praise.
Let's move on.
I think he deserves this kind of praise.
He's good, fine, but then I don't think you should rate him that high.
Okay, so let's go back to the Champions League.
This low budget Zidane. They are comparing this boy to Zidane.
He's a
This low budget
fantastic player.
Zidane.
He's a
You are
fantastic
comparing
player. You
Bellingham
might
to
not
Zidane.
agree with that,
Ah, nigga.
but he's a fantastic.
Bro.
player.